Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Starmade. Oh guys, we have received a new update and what a great update it is. So many awesome changes I cannot even tell you. Now before we get to all these new features, let me tell you what I have been doing in between the episodes, which is mostly sorting out stuff from the Mothership. I have also done a little bit of building on the Mothership. It's not a significant. Today we want to expand our station here a little bit, but before we do that, let's have a look at the features, or at least some of the features that have been implemented with this update. And I guess the most noteworthy feature is going to be the new cargo system. I can imagine tons of people are getting angry about this change for some reason, because once again it means you basically have to reorganize your entire things. Right, so let's have a look at the storage containers, which as you can see are now called cargo. So if I have a look into one of these inventories, I can see this is my Flora inventory, but we are way over volume. 220.2 of 100 volume units is used up, which means it is just overloaded. Now, right now, with this change, it doesn't really matter, or with this update, there is no penalty per se. However, in future updates, there will be penalties such as the player moving more slowly. For instance, I'm like 10k over the maximum that I should have. So my character will be moving much slower, and for ships and stations, it will be that the cargo will be slowly leaking and you will be losing items until the storage is sufficient. Now, before you flip out, these are just the main storage containers. Of course, there's a block that goes with it, which helps it increase its storage. So why don't we go ahead and have a look into here. I'm gonna activate the production again. These are my cargo spaces. The new thing you have to do is select your cargo container. If we have a look in here, you can see 197 of 100. And if I add this cargo container connected up with the system, hold the phone, that was the wrong one. I want to add the cargo space, which is an invisible block until it is filled up. And you can see this should have increased our capacity. Yeah, look at that. Already 300 volume units. Now, of course, these can also be combined with each other. At least that's what I believe. Look at that. I'm so much over volume here. We're gonna have to add a lot of cargo spaces here. Anyways, I can just as well select this one and add those to the cargo mix. You can see they are now completely filled up, and I do have a little bit more space. Oh, I just see you probably cannot. They have been deselected from this space. If I hook this up right here, and then I hook this up right there, and then I select this one again. Yeah, look at that. You can only attach one cargo space to a specific cargo container. Well, you can add as many cargo spaces as you want, but you cannot combine them with other storage systems. This is something that bothers me maybe slightly, but we're gonna work around that, no issues whatsoever. So I would say we are going to create a large cargo space. Maybe we actually mark the territory a little bit. Do I have a block I could use for building? You know, something fun and nice. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna go with frozen rock or something like that. I should have like a terrain chest here. Ooh, beautiful. Yeah, look at that. We're gonna take the frozen rock just because I have so much of that stuff. And it's probably going to be best to enable the symmetry plane, right? There we go. Now we're gonna do the same thing on both sides, which makes a lot more sense. There we go. We're gonna make something that is 9 in length and then also 9 in width. And hopefully that's gonna be enough for the initial cargo right here, like a 9x9 area. There we go. Is this 9x9? I sincerely hope so. And then I guess I want my cargo to be right here. This is gonna be my first cargo area, and we're just gonna make and produce a bunch of these areas and then assign them to the correct inventory. Do I really have only this many blocks? Are these already 32 that I had? That's insane. Let's grab 51 more here. Oh, it uses up 2 of them each. Of course, I totally forgot that I enabled the symmetry plane. There we go, just 1 row missing. Now let's hook up this main inventory to this guy. There we go, that should be good. And now let's see how much space we have. 4.3k, so it's not too bad, guys. You can get high in volume rather easily with just a few of those blocks. Have a look into the basic factory again, and hopefully it will let us finish this row here. Not entirely, but I guess we can already go ahead and kind of close this off, right? Alright, there we go. The first cargo is hooked up right here. Oh, that is interesting. I thought you cannot really see it. Maybe I can see it because I'm in build mode or something like that. Let's actually check that out. Ah, yeah, look at that. You can actually not see it when you're outside of build mode. So that is absolutely fantastic. I'm just loving it. Look at this, guys. Amazing. Let me actually make a bunch of those compartments. I want to hook them up to my individual chests because some of these chests are heavily overloaded. As you can see, 15k. We're gonna require lots of cargo spaces for those guys. And I think I'm gonna have all of the cargo right here lined up, and then we're gonna take care of the tube, finally make the building a little bit more into the shapes that we want to have, and also in the meantime have a look at all the other features that have been added with this update. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, here we are, here we go. Slowly but surely I'm starting to understand this cargo system, and there's just one flaw to it that I would like to point out. It already has been established in the previous segment. However, it kind of doesn't fit with my current crafting system. Well, it's not impossible, but it's gonna be quite annoying to set up. Let me show you what I have already got. So all of these inventories now have their own stash, their own cargo space assigned to them. If I selected this baby, you can see here we are storing the initial materials, and I've restricted myself to only put as much cargo space as we actually need. So as soon as we are going to fill up this chest more and more, we will be filling up the cargo spaces as well. Then the next chest is gonna require already much more cargo space. You can see we currently have a space of 19k, 13k is already used up, and as soon as we go on a mining spree, of course this is gonna fill up tremendously. Then on the top we have the ore chest. Look at that, 15k we already have stored in that, and of course this is going to go right here. Next up we have this chest here, which is the biggest one with all of the capsules. 41k we need to store in here, and of course this is the largest cargo space here, and I love it how they made it so that it fills up from the bottom to the top first. At least it seems to do so. And last but not least, we have of course our composite and metal mesh chest, which is this small little container here. Now, of course, eventually this area is gonna grow more and more, and we have even more spaces on the sides here which aren't used yet. However, I figured that each of these inventories here is actually restricted to 100 volume units. And that of course is a slight problem, probably not with the paints. Yeah, the paints seem to be alright for the time being, but as soon as we move up a little bit into the block section, you can see we have this already at the maximum capacity, and the problem is that I cannot hook this up to this space, for instance, right here. If I do that, you can see the cargo disappear first, which means it's not assigned to the first chest I have it assigned previously, which is a problem, a big one actually. So I guess this one here is going to be the most important, so we are going to hook this up to the first cargo space here. Here we are going to store all of the blocks, all of the final building blocks that we want to use. Look at that, we already got quite a few of them. However, each of these inventories will have their own cargo space to be assigned, and that is just gonna be obnoxious a little bit. However, we are gonna roll with it. I mean, we probably have a bunch of updates before they actually enable the cargo by default, so all the penalties are not kicking in just yet. So yeah, this is the current status of the base. Let me do some more expansions. I will be thinking about how we can solve this problem right here, more or less elegantly, and then we're gonna start building together and expanding on the base. Okay guys, here we go. I'm currently outside of the build mode, so it might be a little bit dark, even though, yeah, look, there we go. The sun is rising. But look at that. This looks so amazing with the new setup. I love the cargo system, I have to say. And you can already see that I have applied a bunch of cargo spaces to my precious chests over here, and I did it for each of the individual chests. I also figured that the cargoes do not actually pull stuff into their inventory if they do not have the space for it, which is actually great, a great way to limit how many items you are going to produce. However, it still clogged up my system because nothing was able to pull anything out of it, so I decided to attach cargo spaces in the back of each chest. And I'm not sure if you can see it, but each of these factories does have 2 cargo spaces attached to them, which gives them, let's actually check, about 300 volume units. That is not too bad. I mean, you can store over 2,000 hulls if you wanted to. And then I kind of tried to decorate it using the ice blocks and some more red planet terrain. So this is currently what we have. And I think we can leave the crafting system be for the time being. Again, it shall produce some more armor blocks for us. In the meantime, we go back into the build mode, brighten things up a little bit, and we're going to expand this area here. And for that, I'm probably going to use the symmetry plane again, somewhat like this. First of all, I want to expand the platform a little bit, and we want to figure out just how large we want to make this. Let's see, it's gonna need to be fairly long. Yeah, how about that? Something like that. So you have to imagine we are going to make another one of these rings on the other side here and then kind of connect it up in a tube-shaped pattern. And then on the left and on the right side, we have space for huge attachments, basically. Yeah, that is gonna be fun. Okay, so considering we are already about 10 minutes into the episode, let me actually do some more progress so that we actually achieve something great today. Okay guys, funny story. Actually, I got attacked by pirates in the meantime. Fortunately enough, I was able to get into the mothership and take care of them, but it was very stressful and they actually managed to destroy a bunch of my blocks, as you can see, or maybe not. I think I arranged it a little bit differently. They destroyed my advanced factory here. They also made the platform look like Swiss cheese. It was just, it was brutal. However, I took myself the liberty of fixing most of the stuff. Some of it is still a little bit damaged, but I think I got rid of most of the issues. There's probably a few blocks missing that I cannot tell yet. But it's gonna be fine. It was just a weakling pirate. However, it was still annoying and it reminded me that we should go ahead and produce a bunch of shield blocks in order to protect the station. Maybe even turrets, that would be good. Probably in the next episode we're gonna do that. However, for today I really just want to finish up this tube, or at least the upper part of the tube. As you can see down at the bottom, I haven't done anything just yet. I've installed a row of windows right here so that we can have a look outside into space and check out what is happening. But yeah, let's continue with the build a little bit. And the reason I'm chipping in right here is because I'm doing some copying and pasting. And I just want to show you that in case you're not aware of this function, using control, of course, you can decide for the build area you want to go for, and you can build a whole bunch of blocks at the same time. But of course, this building function can be used much more elegantly by, for instance, copying something. So we go into the copy mode and now we have to pick an area, and for this area right here it is convenient because I can just click it right here and it will be copied. But sometimes you will have to set helper blocks. For instance, if we want to paste this baby once again, you can see I cannot really align it in a way so that it would fit just correctly. So what we have to do is get outside of the paste mode and figure out where we would have to place it, and this is going to be right here. So now that I have this helper block, I can simply attach it to here, and oh, that was a mistake. Of course, we first have to go into the paste mode and then click it. There we go. And it will be done on the other side because I have enabled the symmetry mode. You can also use your mouse wheel in order to rotate the thing around in 90 degrees angles. However, let's try to expand these cargo spaces until we reach the end of the floor. Man, always forget to go into paste mode. There we go, much better. Oh, we only have 9 cargo spaces left. Let's have a look into my chest. Maybe I've already produced a bunch more. Oh, just 56. That's not gonna go well. But yeah, we are also going to need a whole lot of wedges in order to fill up these areas. Right now, I'm just building it with the building materials that we have been gathering, mostly planetary terrain. And I guess I'm just gonna continue here a little bit, maybe try to design a bunch of pillars to decorate it already, make it look a lot better, and then I'll check right back on you. Okay guys, there we go. Welcome to the first iteration of our cargo area. And obviously, just looking from it, you can tell it is far from finished, but I think these are going to be the shapes that we're gonna have for this. So it's gonna be kind of a rounded shape on the top and then of course a cut-off shape at the bottom. And right here we have space, for instance, for power systems, so I don't have to have these power systems up here. Those were obviously only temporary in order to get the necessary power going for us. However, as it stands right now, I'm pretty happy with the shapes of this. Now it's more about decorating stuff, getting the right materials in order to fill up these walls and also wedge some more stuff out. Let's actually see if we can get into the lighten mode in order to see a little bit better. Yeah, this is definitely what we are gonna do. Now there's one more thing that I want to let you guys know about the update. One thing that I'm looking forward to so much. Namely magnetic docking. You will now actually be able to just physically touch a rail with your docking unit and it will automatically attach your docking unit. And this is amazing. This was one thing that I really needed in order to make more intelligent systems. So you can look forward to a lot of rail logic in this season as well, I am sure about that. Alright, before we wrap up this episode, I actually do want to get back into my little ship here and fly back to the mothership because there is yet another change that I want to talk about. Why do we have no thrust? Oh no, don't tell me this doesn't work anymore. And look at that, all that stuff is filled up still with our pirate loot. I will have to do so much sorting out still. But that's exactly why I have this main input, so we can just slash everything in there and it will be sorted out eventually once we have the necessary cargo space. So I guess we're just gonna have to go through with this by creating a thruster module. Activate, let's make maybe 2 of those bad boys. There we go. I'm gonna place those guys right on top of you. Beautiful. Okay, now it should work out. Yeah, barely. Oh my gosh. Okay guys, I just realized why we can actually not move. It is because the cargo you have on board actually does have a mass and it is now affecting your ships. This is another change. So theoretically we just have to detach those cargo systems, but I think more easily we just go ahead and create another ship core. Yeah, that should work out a lot better. Ship core, thank you very much. We're gonna create yet another vessel, hop into that baby, and now we should be able to move around. Yoo-hoo! And let's get back into the Mothership. Why do we want to be here, you might ask? We want to check out the new power stats. Oh yeah. Let's get into the build mode and check out this little window here. What is happening here? Right, so I heard they have doubled the power. Right, okay, I'm not sure. Maybe we're not using the correct version. I thought I already did have this amount of power. In some update, they are going to change the amount of power you get. So it's going to be doubly the power you usually have. But it seems as though we are still stuck at the same power limit, so maybe I'm confusing the versions here. Never mind guys. Oh well, this has been one heck of an episode to produce actually. So many things went wrong, even with the recording process, stuff went wrong, it's crazy. However guys, right now I do not have too many series running, so if you leave down a like and we reach a certain amount of likes and views, then I'm going to produce an extra episode in this week. But yeah, other than that, I would say we're gonna leave it right at this point. Thank you so much for watching, have a great time, and hopefully I'm going to catch you in the next one. Bye bye.